While it is not as good of a brush as the high-end brushes, it is a great option on one condition. I'm Rick Buck. I've been a dentist for 14 years. I like to cover all things oral health related, so subscribe if you have teeth and care about health. In this video today, I will show you how well the Oral-B 3D White Battery Toothbrush cleans my teeth, while I explain what I like and I don't like about it. So let's start how I always do, by staining all the plaque in my mouth pink, and then I'm gonna brush on 2 separate days. The first day, brushing where I just kind of glide the brush along to see what the electric movements of the toothbrush will clean on my teeth by itself. Then on the next day, I will do it again, only this time I will be manually brushing in addition to the vibrations of the toothbrush. So you can see the full cleaning capabilities of the toothbrush by using the better or my recommended technique of brushing your teeth. Now, the awesome thing about this brush is that right now on Amazon, it isn't even $7, and I will link to it below in an affiliate link. That is because it is a AA battery operated toothbrush, so it isn't as powerful as the higher end rechargeable toothbrushes. And if you've watched some of my recent reviews, there's this trend in the toothbrush business right now of making AA battery electric toothbrushes. And those opposed to this one use this cheap vibration technology that really does nothing for cleaning the plaque off your teeth. Whereas this one uses an oscillating motion where you can see it moving. But of those other ones that use the vibration technology, even the decent ones are only good because their brush heads are good for manually brushing, not necessarily the electric brushing movements that it gets. So that is why with this one, I'm testing out what its electric movements without me doing any manually brushing gets. So let me explain those movements for a minute. This brush uses a rotating and moving bristles, which make about 14,000 movements a minute, which is less than a third of the higher end models that are good as opposed to those cheap vibration ones that I explained. So there's the high end ones that are really good, and those ones use upwards of 30,000 movements a minute. By the way, I will link to my favorite brush below with a link to help you get $30 off of that toothbrush. And now it's not $7 like this brush, but with the money off, it is less expensive than most high-end toothbrushes, and it's better. So let's see the results of what this brush does on its own without manually brushing. Now you can see in these results, there's definitely plaque left behind, but these results are better than all those other AA cheap vibration toothbrushes that I have reviewed. And once again, this is way less expensive than those. So not as good as some of the higher end models, but it's really good. Now, once again, this technique I use isn't my recommended technique, so it still does leave a halo of pink around most of my teeth, and so that's plaque deep between my teeth that it missed. And you can especially see this on the lower first molars where there's just that pink between the teeth that it missed. Now let's brush the next day and see how it works when I use the manually brushing in addition to the electric movements of the brush itself. Now, there is a big downside to this brush in my opinion. The brush does not have a timer on it. When toothbrushes don't have timers, most people brush less than 40 seconds. So I'm brushing with a 2-minute timer app, and it does a 30-second quadrant pacing, so it tells me when to move on from each fourth of my mouth until the 2 minutes is up. The 2 minutes is very important. If you don't believe me, watch my video on the results of brushing at different amounts of time if you want to see why brushing less amount of time gets way worse results than brushing the full 2 minutes. If you buy this brush, you need to make sure you brush with a timer each time you brush, because the habit for most people is to use it at first, and then over time they'll slowly stop using the app, and then the amount of time they brush will slowly start going down, and you won't be brushing the full 2 minutes. Also, I will post a video at the end of this video that shows you the best daily brushing and flossing technique to get your teeth almost spotless. Everyone should watch that video. The results are stunning. So now let's get to the results of this brush while brushing in addition to the electric brush movements. You can see the results from this style of brushing as opposed to the day before, that pink plaque halo around the teeth is smaller than the pink from the day before, which is why you should always brush manually in addition to the brush's own electric movements. And I've tested that out as well in another video with the correct electric brushing techniques. You can watch that video later. But if I have to judge the results from this toothbrush, they're quite good. I missed a big spot on the lower right first molar, but I'm more concerned about that halo that I see around my teeth as opposed to missed spots. Because missed spots are probably just missed spots, I'll probably get it tomorrow. But you can see from the results here, it shows how far between the teeth the brush can get when you're paying attention to that slight border of a halo around my teeth. So while it is not as good of a brush as the high-end brushes, it is a great option on one condition, and that is that you are using a timer while you're brushing. I just don't think most people will do that after a while, and that is why it's ultimately hard for me to recommend this brush. But if you use the 2-minute timer, it's a good brush if you do that. I'll put affiliate links to this brush, also my favorite brush, and all my favorite dental products, and most importantly, my favorite floss below this video. My favorite floss is more important because any toothbrush can get a lot of the exposed surfaces of the tooth, but not all flosses clean well in between your teeth. And so that is why my favorite floss is so important. Like and subscribe if you have teeth, and watch that video on getting the best daily brushing and flossing results below now.